The OPCA is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing the petroleum industry with representation, best practices, and training for its members. It works to ensure the highest standards of safety and compliance for all types of work on petroleum systems. The OPCA serves as an advocate for its members and works to ensure that their interests are protected and their concerns are heard. The OPCA is comprised of members with a wide range of expertise, including contractors, service companies, environmental remediation specialists, engineers, and manufacturers and distributors of petroleum equipment. Their support enables us to provide our members with resources, education, and advocacy that supports their work in the field. The OPCA is dedicated to promoting the industry through a variety of initiatives, including our best practices for petroleum work, ensuring the highest quality standards for contractors. We also host special events to give back to the community and increase awareness of the importance of safety in the workplace. We are also a proud member of the Canadian Petroleum Contractors Association, advocating and promoting the industry across Canada and through the Canadian Petroleum Contractor magazine. Our commitment to promoting the industry and helping it grow is unwavering. The OPCA provides its members with convenient and accessible training to help them stay up to date on the latest industry information, ensuring their continued success in their trade. In 2022, we provided training to over 170 students through our petroleum mechanic home study programs, an increase of 25% from 2021. Our programs are successful due to the quality of our instructors and positive feedback we receive from our students, and shows both the OPCA and students' commitment through our effective learning methods. Our training programs offer the convenience of home study, instructor-led training, and online learning tools. And this year we are taking it one step further. Our learning platform will include full online training for our Petroleum Mechanic Helper program. This will make it easier than ever for students to earn their certification with access to the latest instructional materials and resources. With our blended learning method, students can find the perfect balance of learning styles to suit their needs and complete their training faster.
I definitely am 100% committed to the PMH training being online, being the entry-level training that we're constantly having new people come in. The easier we can get those people to working on our sites, the better. We can get them working easier, faster, 110%. Still a little bit leery on the larger courses, our PM 1s, 2s, and 3s. I think everyone would benefit from a review session at least before the exam on that. But the entry level, yeah, it's a fantastic idea to move forward and make that much easier for everyone to access. And with working remote like we all do now, the tools are there and available much more than they were.
I think that's the way the world is going. It's everything is online. It has to suit people's schedules. So I think it's the right decision to do that, to go online. We need the training for anyone who's involved in our industry. So there's no doubt that that's what we need to do, is continue to grow and follow the trends of the world, to go online.
Yes, I think we're doing a good thing doing the online training. I still believe we need to make sure people are getting the hands-on experience, though. It's critical. Anybody that's involved in the business really needs to get their hands dirty. It's probably the best way to describe it.
By making our programs more accessible, the OPCA is ensuring the sustainability and availability of our industry's workforce. Our commitment to safety continues with the Petroleum-Oriented Safety Training Program. POST is a behavior-based safety program used by contractors across Canada, giving them the convenience of following one consistent safety standard when working on petroleum sites. And we continue developing new initiatives to increase POST awareness, including video tutorials to enhance our online learning platform, to our new POST for Site Operators course, designed to help retailers and operators understand POST requirements and the behavior-based safety philosophy. We also promote POST and the contractor community through our featured contractor campaign, highlighting companies that incorporate POST into their safety program. These contractors have recognized how the program and tools provided by Post help minimize their risks and keep their workers safe. Our contractors have been key to helping Post achieve its vision of creating a safe, healthy, and productive workplace in Canada, and their continued support of Post has remained steady with over 16,000 workers representing almost 5,000 companies in every province and territory across Canada utilizing the Post program, and we look forward to continuing to work together to make a positive impact on safety for our industry. The future of the industry will see alternative fuels becoming increasingly important due to the need to reduce emissions and reliance on traditional sources of energy. While alternative fuels and electric vehicles offer a viable solution to reduce emissions, there are a number of challenges that must be overcome before they can become widely used.
As far as biofuels go, that's a whole different market, but we're a long ways away from anything coming mainstream there. Only that there's no standards for it. Right now it's basically people developing it in very small scales for specific vehicles and engines that they've kind of built themselves. So we're not going to see it very mainstream for quite a while that I can see, until we get some sort of standard on that and then start to see it move to vehicles. But again, our equipment manufacturers, once the standards come in place, will evolve, just like they did with alcohol, and we'll have products available to manage that as well. So I think in Canada we're still a little ways away from that unless there's a major technological breakthrough, but regardless, our suppliers would work with that. I don't see it really making a huge difference to any of us in the next 10 to 15 years.
The industry where we're going now with electronic vehicles and battery-driven vehicles and the rest of that stuff, it's a bit in its infancy. Things like emergency generators to protect hospitals and high-rise apartment buildings, they're going to be around for a long time. Fuel that will run an engine for a number of hours, and you can store and deliver easily, that's going to be around for a while too. So there's always going to be a place for the petroleum mechanics and the designers of these systems and the inspectors of these systems for quite a while now.
When considering the alternative fuels market in Canada today, our government, our industry, and users are navigating new terrain. We are all exploring new technologies and working to fully understand the reliability of various different product types. We are engaging to test new infrastructure and evaluating investments that will be required. And we are moving forward with initiatives and projects as standards and regulations are being formulated. While much is still uncertain, it is an exciting time. It will take all of us to collaborate and adapt to enhance this conventional fuel ecosystem that Canadians and businesses rely so heavily on today for the quality of life that we all enjoy.
Alternative fuels are often more difficult to regulate than traditional fuels as they can vary greatly in their composition and performance, making it hard to set universal standards. This can make it difficult to ensure that alternative fuels are safe, efficient, and cost-effective.
Developing a biofuel regulatory framework is one of the strategic priorities for TSSA in the upcoming fiscal year starting May 2023. Also, adopting a biofuel code for oil handling and oil burning equipment is one of the priority issues that was identified by the industry at the Liquid Fuel Advisory Council, and the fuel safety team is currently actively working on it. We look forward to continued collaboration with the OPCA and the industry to explore options.
Our industry is navigating an uncertain, changing landscape, but we know it will be needed for years to come. We will adapt to new alternative and renewable fuels and technology to ensure the industry continues to move forward.
My belief is, I'm pretty strong belief, that the use of petroleum products is going to be there for the next 50 years. That's not to say there's going to be a real push towards other fuel sources, modes of transportation, but the petroleum business is going to be there for a long time yet. I can see us having the EV, electric vehicles, being used even more. Takes flight, probably the best way to put it. And the hydrogen is going to be something that will be treated very similar to the way we handle our current petroleum products. You're going to pull into a station and fuel up your hydrogen to have your hydrogen electric system working. So we're going to be around for a while yet.
And the OPCA and their members will be there every step of the way.
I first met Elson back late 80s. He worked for Clemmer, I believe. Wealth of knowledge, and I had the honor of dealing with him on the OPCA board for the last 20 years. Always had a comment, a very insightful comment, very knowledgeable comment, but above all, what I can say about Elson Fernandez is he was a true gentleman. He was always very kind to people, very nice, never a know-it-all. Just an average guy with a lot of knowledge that he just knew about cathodic protection. Anything in our industry about underground tanks, he was aware of and would teach it, gladly teach it to anybody who would listen. So, Elson, you're going to be missed, and a lot of knowledge has left the industry.
I can remember when I first met Elson. He came and teach me about the cathodic protection of underground steel tanks, and we went to a site, and ever since he's always been trying to share all the information and knowledge he's acquired over his long years. He had such a keen interest in the tank industry, and he always wanted to make sure everybody had as much information about it that he could provide. He always was a happy guy. He was very patient. He never would get excited about anything. He was always very easygoing, which was a nice attribute, because a lot of times things would go sideways with tanks.
Elson and I always had a good relationship. We met really before OPCA. Elson was a supplier, and I always remember going to his original shop in Toronto. It was under the bridge, and it reminded me of a hoarder. There was stuff everywhere, but Elson knew where everything was. He'd send somebody down to pick up a part, and he'd just know right where to go and get it. And then, of course, he was involved with OPCA from the first meeting that we had at the Legion on Islington. Always a gentleman, and always approachable, and always helpful. Always helpful.
I want to say a few words about Elson. We've sat with him in the boardroom for many years. Wonderful man, contributed a lot, so much to not only the OPCA, his career and his devotion to his family and how important they were. And he's going to be greatly missed around the boardroom table, that's for sure.
Yeah, Elson Fernandez has been around for so many years. I don't think he changed in the last 30 years I knew him. He looked exactly the same from day one to 30 years later. Elson, we're going to miss tremendously on so many code committees because he was the one person that was on all the code committees. And often in the meetings, he would be transferring the knowledge of, hey, on this committee, we're changing this part, so let's be aware of it on this committee and what's happening over there. And there's nobody else around that is like that anymore. So I think we're going to see a lot of issues come up and conflicts that Elson was always able to resolve. Walking in with his cooler full of Pepsis every meeting, but he was a phenomenal resource to our industry, and we're truly going to miss him in a lot of ways, both on the OPCA side with our training, as well as our cathodic protection training for sure, but as well as our meetings and the codes. So it's a tremendous loss for us all to see Elson, but I hope his family is doing well, and we wish them all the best.